What's good, you guys? I'm Johnny the P. My brother Bluegill 74 is holding the camera. We outside in beautiful St. Pete, and I'm here with a very special guest. I'm gonna let her introduce you to herself right now.
Hi, I'm Sookie. I am the founder and CEO of Sonder Blue House. It's a local collective that started with a very small chat called the Rat Chat, and I know that we're here to talk about it because you guys are in it.
Yes. So I'm excited. Me and Suki met a long time ago. Where did we first meet at? I think it was like a launch pad, I want to say. A launch pad.
Maybe. How were we introduced? Because I reached out to Blue before
Mm-hmm.
just to kind of like make contact. I saw that he was making moves in the local industry. I didn't quite know like what your radio show was or what you guys were, so I was really curious. But I think after we inquired each other, I just threw him in the chat and then met you afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's really all a blur because we've only essentially had that chat since January. But I mean, I haven't known you guys that long, but I felt like I've known you for years and
I
years.
know.
So
So we've known each other for probably like a few months now. Earlier this year, I came back from Utica, New York, and I met Suki, and we kind of just clicked ever since then. It's kind of been a family, growing within the community, and nothing but good vibes and good things are happening. So I'm glad to have you here.
yes, thank
How's your day
you.
going so far?
It's going really well. Happy
Good.
Labor Day to anyone who's seeing this. I hope you're having a productive and or restful day. Whatever you choose to do, you deserve it.
Absolutely. The sun is out. The
It is
weather
really nice
feels
out.
good. The ducks are out. They're having a good time.
We found
So
this beautiful banyan tree to do this interview under.
in
We're at
this,
Round Lake, right? That's what this is called? Historic Round Lake.
is that what's called?
I think so.
Yeah, so I think it's very nice. So I think it's a great slow spot right here. So if you guys are ever trying to get out and get away for a little bit, come out here to Banyan Lake, see the ducks, the trees, see the
Nature is
water.
free to
Nature is
view,
free.
so
So I appreciate you coming out here, Suki.
yes, no problem.
So tell us who you are, tell us what you do, and a little bit about that.
Okay, so for the longest time, I've been a photographer. I've always loved EDM, even when it was still called, techno or hard style, whatever you want to call it. In the 90s and the 2000s, I was really into like happy hardcore and all the like squirrel voices and the hard beats. And then once I had more of an idea of it, I just loved that type of music. I loved all EDM, and I never thought I would be where I am now, but in January, I went to a John Summit concert with a few people we went to the Hard Rock in Tampa. And after that, we started a very small chat. It wasn't initially called the Rat Chat. That's another story for another time. But essentially, it was the Rat Chat. It was like 12 to 15 of us. And some of them were like aspiring DJs. Some of them were just other EDM lovers. But we started this group, and then now it has grown exponentially into almost like a mini local like corporation or collective of itself. But it's grown to like 140 people. So from January until now, I've transitioned from just being buddies with people in the chat to actually having performers and vendors, managers, producers, radio show hosts, and we've all just kind of collectively come together to create our own flow of how we want to be and who we want to be there, and it's all just connected really well. So now I'm actually managing events. I have this company now called Sonder Blue House. It's on Instagram only as Sonder Blue House, but we started with house parties in May, and we used local lineups with people who were willing to know that we didn't have many resources, we didn't have much money, but we had ourselves, we have the community. We wanted to party and enjoy the music together because music is so much for everyone. It just helps you
Absolutely.
release trauma, helps you let go, like physically, spiritually. It's a wonderful release for everything that you've gone through in your year, your day. So after I got everyone gathered for basically like Sonder Blue House, the concept of it, me and Abby started doing more than just house parties. And Abby had to step out for a little bit, but I still had those original friends that were helping me, plus the people that have come into the chat since then. And now that we've done that, we've kind of all just used each other's networks to throw these events all weekend long with each other and for each other. So now I'm not only doing house parties, but I'm managing pop-ups, I'm managing events, I'm managing, mini festivals, and basically any kind of like exposure and support that I can give new and aspiring talent and old ones too, to just kind of help find their way with mentorship or wherever they want to be. That's really what we're all about at Sonder Blue House.
I like it. So now, I know you gave this explanation before in the group chat, but tell our listeners right now, Sonder Blue House, where's the name come from, and why is it Sonder Blue House?
Abby actually created everything in the name when we were starting to talk about making this a collective or a brand. She had found the word Sonder, and there are a few meanings to it, but the meaning that she found that resonated with us was basically that everyone in this world is living their own individual, complicated lives. And at the end of the day, we all sort of need to find something to come together for, and music was one of it. So Sonder being understanding that everyone has a complicated life and that they come together for the music, that was a no-brainer. Blue is just like our favorite color. I mean,
Can't get
it's
wrong
as
with the
simple
blue, you
as,
know?
yeah. It's
Can't get
simple.
wrong with the blue.
It's simple as that. Like when you hear other things like Off the Grid, right, or labels like John Summit and everybody else that they have, you know that there's like some sort of thing behind it. But it doesn't have to be like complicated or simple. It's just like your own thing, so that people remember your name, and that's what's important.
Absolutely.
So, and then the house, obviously, the
Yeah, I wonder
foundation.
where that might have come from.
Well, the
Having a hard time
foundation,
figuring
like
it out.
the foundation is that we love house music. That is our go-to, our love, but it also represents a safe space for people to dance and be themselves and feel themselves, and then also for the artists to play and feel expressionate and like they can make mistakes. We really just want to bring together a community with authenticity and love, and not so much for like the greed and the money, because that's not what we started with. We started with 12 people in a chat, and it's all become organic with
Absolutely.
how selective we are.
Absolutely. So I know house is like the biggest thing that we all kind of collectively like. We all kind of have that in common. What would you say your other favorite subgenres would be right after house? Because I know you have a lot of artists
So
that.
I really lately have been 100% into drum and bass. I can't name many artists for you, but since we've since met those other collectives, especially the Stamp Collective, at, they do Tuesday nights at Steep Station, just 6 minutes from here in St. Pete. They all are like mainly drum and bass. So I didn't really understand like how much I liked it until they played. I had known like Nigel Von Pittman, aka Empty Pockets, and he did drum and bass. I'd seen him at a couple events, but it wasn't as many genres and as many people. So I just didn't see the scope of it. But the scope of it for me now is like I like anything, and I've learned anything melodic. So I love melodic house. I love melodic techno. I love melodic dubstep, anything that you can put like a beat on with some lyrics and then just able to like rage or headbang or move your body. I'm all for that. Really open genre too. That's another thing about Sonder Blue House is, yes, we are built off the foundation that we love house music, but we also want it to make a safe space for other people and other audiences so they can see and showcase their talents and their skill sets, so everyone can see every type of genre.
Awesome, I like it. Who are some of the artists that you manage in the community?
Right now, I so Soy Pasha, he has only been a DJ or an artist for less than 3 months, and he is booked through October.
Wow,
So because of his tenacity, his flexibility, his loyalty, his desire, his obsession with focusing on the music, and I think his priorities are so right in that way, it has taken him very far, especially with the point that we're always kind of like moving forward. We're always taking a step forward, even if it's a centimeter an inch. We've always just kept that trajectory, that momentum going. And I think that you've seen too, just in a short amount of months, like how big Sonder Blue House has got just because we keep this momentum, we keep going.
very nice, very nice. What would you say some of your your most favorite or most proud accomplishments that you've accomplished so far in your career?
In the music industry lately, I think I've cried a million times because I keep waking up and seeing this chat that started with 12 of people that I'm still close friends with. And now it's grown to like this network of 140. So I think
Wow,
every
look at
day
that.
I am so grateful for all of these accomplishments and then seeing everybody else win, right? I don't want to compete. I want to be able to provide opportunities and see other people reach their goals, whatever that is. And I feel like as a group, like 140 people to get along, like all get along in that aspect,
Yeah,
essentially,
for sure.
is rare. And also to build these friendship groups from that community is rare because I will be friends with some of these people for the rest of my life. And I can tell you that now. So I think every single day when I think about my accomplishments, it's still very surreal to me. It's very
Oh,
surreal to me
absolutely.
when people are like, hey, can you come to this party? We've heard about you and we want you there because they want me there or they
Absolutely.
want our presence or our artists there. It's really important to me to stay grateful because there's been
Absolutely.
so many days during this process and still now where I have woke up and I've had no money and I've had, you know, nothing but natural, authentic friendships to carry
Absolutely.
me through this whole thing. And I think the most important thing about the concept of Sonder Blue House and the Rat Chat as a whole and our community and the friends that we have is, I know it sounds cliche, but we are like a family.
Absolutely. I like it. All right, so we'll probably cut to a break here. How far are we?